Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about something that has been on my mind for a while, and it is not, why am I wearing these sunglasses? A couple of years ago, for the last 13 years of my career, I was driving from Chattanooga to Knoxville every day to work. Over that time, I was buying sunglasses because a couple of times of the year I'd be driving into the sunrise or I would be driving directly into the sunset, and it was blinding. And I would buy glasses and I would break glasses, and I was going to Walgreens or someplace and looking something off the shelf for $12.95. And so I decided, too late obviously because I was already retired, but I decided that it was time to look for something else. And that's when I went and I found these. Now, I am embarrassed to tell you how much money I spent for these sunglasses. It was more than $12.95. But when I put them on, not only do they make me look really cool, but I no longer have to squint into the sun. They are polarized beyond belief. And if I had gone with the Frugal purchase rather than the cheap purchase up front, I could have saved myself a lot of grief. Because with the cheap purchase, I was buying and rebuying and buying again, replacing whatever. And with the Frugal purchase, it will cost you more, but it will last you longer, and you will be much happier with the decision. Another example is this shirt I'm wearing. So for a number of years, I went to this thing of wearing the same thing to work every day, kind of the Steve Jobs kind of look, except I couldn't wear jeans and a t-shirt. So I decided to go with something with a little more pop. So I went with black pants because obviously black makes you look thinner. And I went with black t-shirts because my goal was I could wear the t-shirts not only when I'm at work, but I could wear them with my blue jeans, and it served double purpose. Made sense. But the mistake that I made was I went to Kohl's, I went to Belk's, I went to Walmart, I went to every cheap store I could find because I was just looking for t-shirts, and I found them on sale for $3.99, maybe $9.99 for two. But the problem was that after 3 or 4 washes, they started to look kind of frayed around the seams, and they weren't black anymore. They were starting to sort of fade away from black. And so I was watching a video one day by a guy named Gabe Bolt. If I can remember, I'll try to put a link to his channel in the description. Very, very good channel. I highly recommend him. And he was talking about the black t-shirts that he wears, and he was saying that he got them from a place called Cuts Clothing. So I went to Cuts Clothing and I looked at them, and they were like $55 for a shirt. And I thought, ouch. But I bought 2 as an experiment. This is one of those 2 I bought at the beginning. I now own like 8. But I bought these shirts. This has been through the washing machine now about 100 times. And it is not showing any sign of wear. It would be nice if I was thinner, but it's not showing any sign of wear. It will last and last and last. And that was the Frugal purchase as opposed to where I used to have the cheap purchase. So let me show you something else. This is the Canon RF 70-200 f2.8 lens for my EOS R and EOS R6 Mark II camera bodies. When I first started taking pictures way back with the Canon 40D and later the 70D, I didn't have any clue what I was doing when I was buying lenses. I was looking for cheap. And when I went to a full frame camera, the cropped lenses were still only taking crop pictures. So if I am looking at a full frame picture, the crop sensor would get this much of it, and I was losing this much space. So I decided I had to go to a full frame lens. And with the RF series, I decided to start off, I bought the 15-35 that I'm videoing with, and then later I bought the 70-200. The lenses I was buying up front were $300, $400, maybe $500. This lens was $2,200. But the quality of the glass, the quality of the sharpness of the lens, the quickness of the focus, the fact that it's a full frame, the fact that it's f2.8 and I can take pictures in the dark, near dark anyway, made this a much better purchase at $2,200 than my lenses at $500. And I should have been doing this all along because I had to get rid of all of the glass that I had built up over time and start over because none of it was worth having. Frugal versus cheap. Another thing, excuse me just a minute while I get up. Socks. Oh my gosh, socks. So I bought athletic socks to wear with my tennis shoes, and I've got a pair of pull-on shoes that I wear all the time, especially to travel. So I was buying socks, and they would wear out. I mean, I wasn't necessarily buying the cheapest socks, but I wasn't buying really good quality socks. One day, I stumbled upon Bombas. I don't know if you're familiar with Bombas or not, but Bombas socks, if you buy socks from there, for every pair of socks that you buy, they will donate a pair of socks to a homeless shelter. And these are merino wool, and they're over-the-calf socks. These socks are $50 a pair, okay? But if I'm going to take a trip for a week, I was packing 7 pairs of these. And I only have to pack 1 pair of these plus the pair that I wear on the airplane. The fact that they're also compression socks makes them great for long-haul travel when I'm flying over to Europe. They're also great for hiking. And because they're merino wool, I can wear them all week and they will never smell, not ever. But I can also take them and wash them out in the sink in a hotel room and hang them up to dry, and I have a nice fresh pair of socks the next morning. $7 or $8, $50. Much more frugal purchase, very, very cheap purchase. Be right back. Suitcase. So I used to travel with a little larger suitcase than this, and I almost always check my bags because I just didn't want to deal with them in the airport. And when I went to Rome a couple of years ago, they lost my bag, and I spent a week in Rome with no luggage. And I swore at that point that I will never check another bag. So I bought a smaller bag. And this one is pretty good. It's a hard case. I like the hard case. It's got really nice wheels on it, but it doesn't work well on cobblestone streets. And if I'm trying to be mobile, then this becomes problematic. This, I think, was like $69.95. Instead, I bought this travel duffel bag from Wandered that will hold on my back like a backpack and open up like a duffel bag. It has a place it has a shoe bag in here. It has a laptop carry-all in here, and it will very easily never wear out. And it is $230. $69.95, $230. I decided that this was the frugal purchase because I will never have to buy another bag. I will never have to check another bag unless I choose to on the way home. And I will never have to drag another suitcase across cobbled streets in the middle of Rome or Assisi or anywhere else that I go. These are the decisions that I've had to try to make. And for years, I battled this thing. Oh my gosh, it's so much money. It's so much money. I can't do this. I can't pay this money. And I would go with the cheap thing. And in the long run, it always cost me. Now, I would be very careful because I have also run this risk. I have spent the extra money just to spend the extra money, and it didn't get the quality. And if you decide to look at how you're purchasing and you want to move toward the frugal side of things, I would also caution you very much, do not put this on a credit card where it's going to cost you money every month to pay it off. That is not being frugal. I have no more credit card debt. I lived in credit card debts, and that's another video, but I lived in credit card debt for years. No more credit card debt, ever, not ever. These are some things that I'm dealing with, and as I'm looking toward, things in the apartment, places to travel, buying airline tickets, am I going to go with cheap or am I going to go with frugal? Where am I going? Now, I'd be interested to know in the comments if you've made any cheap purchases you regret and you're brave enough to talk about them. Let me know. But at the same time, if you've made a very, very frugal purchase that you thoroughly enjoy and would recommend to anybody else, put that in the comments as well, because who knows, I might want to buy it myself. We'll see you next time.